Good morning, students. Today we will have to study the transportation in human beings. In previous classes, we have studied what do you mean by transportation, what is the significance of transportation in living being, and a special emphasis on the transportation in plants. And in that particular lecture, we have discussed about how absorption of the water and minerals take place, how a scent of sap, that is the water column, is formed, what is the cause of the formation of water column and sustainability of the water column, continuity of the water column, and how this water will be moved by giving certain examples. Today we will have to discuss the transportation in human being, and it means there are certain tracheary elements or the tube-like structures present inside the body who is responsible for the transportation of the certain liquid, and that liquid is responsible for the transportation of the food, gases, nitrogenous waste, etc. Here the blood circulation. Blood circulation and lymphatic system are the two main process by which the transportation of the materials will be take place. First of all, we will have to concentrate the blood circulation. Blood circulation. We know that the blood is a fluid connective tissue and made up of the plasma and cellular particles. That plasma contains maximum part of the water and a few percentage of the solute particles that will be in form of the food material, nitrogenous waste or others. So now first of all we will have to discuss that how circulation of the blood takes place. In human being, heart is the major component of the blood circulatory system. In addition to that, aorta, arteries, arteriole, venules, veins, vena cava. These are the major component of the blood circulatory system. And in human being, the blood circulatory system is closed type. Before discussion of the structure of these particular parts, we will have to discuss what do you mean by closed type. Closed type blood circulation means the circulation of blood inside heart and that particular tubes. It means the blood will not directly come in contact with the other tissues, but they will come in contact with the other tissues through this particular arteries or the veins. It means blood will never come out from this particular capillaries. But in case of insects, we will see that the blood, of course, heart is also there, but blood will come outside the heart, outside the trachearies, and tissues or the alimentary canal or the other parts will bath in that particular blood, and again that blood return back to the heart, and this process is called open type of blood circulation. But in case of human being, but in case of most of the vertebrates, the blood circulation is closed type. Now, we will have to discuss the structure of the heart. Structure of human heart. You will see that the human heart is somewhat triangular in shape and their weight is about 350 grams and they are located in between two lungs on the upper body cavity, that is called thoracic cavity, on the diaphragm. It is four chambered, completely four chambered, having two auricle which will be separated by the interauricular septum, having a small mark. This mark is called oval fossa. It is assumed that before birth both are connected and just at the time of birth it becomes stopped. It has both have opening. There are two ventricle. Here you will see that it is the right hand side, it is the left hand side. So it is called right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle and left ventricle. It is called auricular septum, interauricular septum. This is called interventricular septum and this is called auriculoventricular septum. There is a aperture in this particular septum, so it is called auriculoventricular aperture. Auriculoventricular aperture. Now, outside the heart, there is a permanent covering, two-layered permanent covering, and this covering is called pericardium. This covering is called pericardium. It has a cavity that is called pericardial cavity. Pericardial cavity and filled with the pericardial fluid. This pericardium, pericardial space and pericardial fluid, all three are responsible to provide a protection of heart from any injurious effect or any harmful shocking behavior. Okay. Now, this auricle is guarded by two valves, and this auricle is guarded by three valves. It is called bicuspid valve, it is called tricuspid valve, and this bicuspid is also called mitral valve. And this valve guard the interauricular auriculoventricular aperture. Auriculoventricular aperture. Understand? It has been observed that the wall of the auricle is very thin, whereas wall of the ventricle is thick. Wall of the ventricle is thick. Wall of ventricle is also thick. Very thick. This is the pericardial cavity, and this one is the cardiac wall. Cardiac wall. Clear? This elevation is called pulp, and it has been observed that the certain fibrous proteinaceous fiber will be arises from the different pulp and connected with this valve, and this is called quadi tendini, and they are responsible for the closing and opening of the valve at the time of contraction and relaxation of the heart. Okay. Now it has been observed that there are three openings. One is here, another is here, and third one is here. It is the opening of superior vena cava. This is the opening of inferior vena cava, and this one is the opening of coronary vein. It has been also observed that like this bicuspid valve, it is called bicuspid valve, it is also covered by the two valves. One is called theracious, another is called striaceous valve. Theracious and striaceous. Overall, we can say that the three openings are present in the right auricle, and among three opening and one outlet. It means there are 4 holes present in the right auricle. Among them, 3 are covered by the valves. That is the bicuspid valve, that is the theracious valve, that is the striaceous valve. Okay? It has been observed that this vena cava is also guarded by this type of veins. It is one of the significant characteristic feature of the veins or the vena cavas. Now, it has 4 openings, and each and every opening is the opening of pulmonary vein. Each and every opening is the pulmonary vein of pulmonary vein. There are 4 openings. There is no any guarding valve, but this left auriculoventricular aperture is guarded by 3 valves. Now, we will see that what additional things are present in this tube. Here you will see that a tube will be originated from here is an opening. Here is also an opening, and tube is also from this way. It is also divided into 2 parts, and this is called pulmonary artery, aorta, you can say pulmonary aorta, and this one is called systemic aorta. It is called coronary aorta and it is called systemic aorta, and both of these is guarded by this type of valve, and this is called semilunar valve. It is called bicuspid and this is called semilunar valve because it is half moon like structure, so it is called semilunar valve. Understand? In addition to that structure, there are three such type of structure is also found, and all this blue mark structure is called annular pad. Annular pad, and that is the deposition of the fat which is bad conductor. Now what is the significance of this? We will discuss it. We know that the heart, human heart, is myogenic. Myogenic. It means they are controlled by the modified muscular part, and this muscular part is called SA node. SA node. It is also called sino-auricular node, or it is also called pacemaker. What happens during cardiac cycle? We discuss it. Their duration is 0.8 second. A message will be go to this particular auricular valve for contraction, and this contraction is by milking action to push the blood which is present in the auricle to the ventricle. Whenever the contraction is completed, another valve, another node, that is called AV node, it is called atrioventricular node, also called auriculo-ventricular node, audio node, and that node become excited and convey the message through this type of structure. This is called bundle of His, and this is called Purkinje fiber. All the four parts of the heart, that is called SA node, due to it control the cardiac cycle, so it is called myogenic. In certain animals it is neurogenic, they are controlled by the brain, but it is totally controlled by the SA node, and this SA node is the modified muscles, so it is called myogenic. It excited to convey a message to the auricular valve. This contraction of the auricle excite the SA node, AV node for the excitation, and this excited AV node convey the ventricular valve with the help of the bundle of His and Purkinje fiber to contract. Now see here, this is the impulse, it means it is the electrical message, and this heart is good conductor. So if the message is going through this particular bundle of His and Purkinje fiber, that message may insert inside it, may insert inside it and may be returned back to this one. To check the back entry of this particular message inside the auricle, this annular pad is present. Now we will discuss that what is the structure of the artery and vein. It is the structure of the heart. It is internal structure of the heart. Externally, if you see that that heart is divided into firstly two parts, that is auricular part and ventricular part, by the auriculo-ventricular septum, and a middle groove is also present, that is the sign of the presence of the interauricular septum and interventricular septum, and it is very little this type of structure situated like that. Now before starting the cardiac cycle, we will have to study about the arteries and veins also. Arteries. If you study the artery, firstly you must know that what do you mean by artery. Artery, the blood capillary which transport blood from heart to the body, mainly oxygenated blood. But exception, pulmonary aorta, which carry deoxygenated blood. It is this artery is thick wall, narrow lumen, without valve, without any valve. If you study the vein, then blood capillary which transport the blood from the body to the heart, mainly deoxygenated, in the place of oxygenated, deoxygenated, except pulmonary vein. They carry oxygenated blood. They are thin walled, broad lumen, and having valve. Just opposite to this particular is called vein. One thing, that most of the arteries are deep seated and veins are superficially present. Okay? This is all about the structure of the